right. All right. Let's check the live stream. Okay, we're good. Okay, good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing all right. I'm gonna take a look at some markets today. It's been a while, and in that period, I've seen a big drop in BTC prices. I think from the last stream that I was doing, we were just in this doldrums area of moving back and forth between kind of 6,200 and 6,700, which at the time really seems like great prices, right? Because now we're down to 6,200, or BTC is down to 6,200. Today, down on the day again. So we are in this kind of strange continuation move where we had a bit of a sell-off here as we were coming down. The volume really started to increase, but now the volume's tapering off. You can see, especially on the 12-hour, this is my average line. Let me see if I can make this average line a little bit bigger. Right, style. Okay, I'm just going to beef this up. Okay, so this yellow line right here denotes average volume. And we've actually peaked. We peaked back on average volume on the 12-hour back on November on the 28th. And there we've been seeing declining volume on declining prices, which I don't think is a very good sign, because it means that nobody's really picking up as we kind of test these lower prices again. I think people think that could possibly see another downturn again, which is all very well. Taking a look at the 2-day, it doesn't look very good. Yeah, I mean, so here we are. We're at the support. We're at the 3,500 and 3,500 support, which beforehand was a strong support on the weekly last year, right? After this, if we break this support, the next leg down, based on the previous lows, it's going to be around 2,000. I do think that we have a lot of volume actually to fill in this 5,000 area. So for all the bad things that's been happening so far, I do think that there is a good chance that we come down here, we get some bottoming out, maybe for into the new year, maybe some dips down, and then we start to come back up and test this 5,000 area again. That's one possibility. Another possibility is that we fall through the floor here, and BTC starts to slide down to this 2,000 area. Taking a look at the volume over here, right? So taking a look at the volume, right? We have this huge gap. We had a nice big fill out in volume all the way up to around 12,000. At the same time, we have not had too much volume in between this 5,000 area. We also have not had any volume at the 2,800 area. So maybe the 2,800 is the area, is that capitulation that we've been looking for, or it's kind of the flatline area that we see over the next while. But it would seem to me that in the next year we're going to have to fill in all of this volume. So that would mean a trading range somewhere between 2,800. I don't think this one down here is. I don't think 1,300 is very possible at the moment. I mean, it is. That would result in how big of a decline? Let's measure. Right, so let's say we have a 90% decline. 90% decline is down to 1,800. 95% decline down to 1,000. Right, 95. Oof, 95 would be down to 1,000. That would be painful. right now we're at this like 82, which again doesn't seem like it's big enough. At some point, I would think that the 90 needs to come into play, but I could be wrong. Anyways, on the short terms for today, here's what I'm seeing is that, wow, look at that volume. That's pretty indicative of further down moves, right? Let me pull up the 12-hour. Okay, so on the 12-hour, it looks like we're having continuation pattern down. We'll test lows again at this kind of 3,600 area. Probably blow through there and come down and test the lower regions of 3,000. Look at we were overbought here on the stochastics, which are starting to sell off quite a bit. So if we can move back down here, there's a possibility that we get down in this more oversold area. But look, the volume here on the right is very even. It's a very even auction between all of these, which signals that there is no that it's a continuation, right? It's not it's not heavily towards any one side. It's just that it's pretty even all the way down, and there's this gap right here which will need to get filled at some point. If we do have some sort of move up, it'll be due about 4,800, and then we'll probably bounce around between 5,500 and 4,800. Taking a look at ETH also looks pretty bad. Look at how even this auction is, right? Very even auction between all of here, which kind of signifies that we're going to push down through and have some sort of continuation pattern. So again, all of these are still shorts in my book until we get a new signal to the upside. I think the signal for BTC is going to fire for us at around 4,400, which would be breaking past the highs here, or past that kind of intermediate high there. All right, that would signal move upward. And let's take a look at XRP, which is number 3, right? Yeah, I mean, XRP is going to come all the way back down to 27 cents. Wow. All the way back down. We're already back here. Wow, look at that move. We had that giant move. We're already back. Same thing. Wow, look at that's. Wow, I like that. I like XRP BTC, even though that's a very nice pattern where we're staying above the 21 period moving average. There's very tight consolidation, and I would think that there would need to be some sort of big push up, big move up from here to take this up maybe 1,000 sats or so. I think I'll place a small trade on that, because again, look, this is actually a really nice trade. Just from a risk reward perspective, like, let's see how this one's set up. So let's say we set this up here, right? And we're going to take the lows so it's not to get blown out. And we're going to take 1,000 sats. I back up to here, right? All right, so that's around 1,300 sats, or no, sorry, 393 sats. 393 sats on XRP BTC. That's 1,000. 1,000's up here. That's a lot. That's 10% move. It would be too big. That kind of 400 sats area, this previous previous volume area. Let's see here, that's a sticking point. We have a sticking point here. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I mean, I like that. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. And take a look at Neo. Oh God, Neo's dead. The people who shorted Neo at $180 are probably pretty happy now. Or even the people who shorted at $17. Jesus. Neo is dead. What was the other one I wanted to look at? Okay, let's go to the alts. All right, let's start on the best performers of the day. Actually, it's a down day, so let's start on the worst performers of the day. We'll just run through these on the daily, right? MDA. No, Wabi even with rebrand doesn't do anything. Wow, look at Eternity. Holy Christ. Is that like all-time lows? Wow. That's a dumpster fire. Quark probably is going to come down to this 800 sats area. DLT, no. Mithril, no. BAT. Okay, I didn't like this. Let's start at the top. The problem is that when you have these down days, right, with BTC, it's almost never a good thing to be in alts because the alts are a leveraged bet either for or against BTC. So in this case, if BTC goes down and your alts go down, you're losing money at an incredible rate. Because not only is BTC going down, but the amount of BTC that you could buy is also going down. So it's a leverage bet against BTC. This Yuan is interesting. Look at the volume increase here. I'm just gonna change this. Right. So look at the volume increase that we've seen up to here. So almost to all-time highs on volume, on daily volume, which is pretty, it's very indicative of a possible reversal. Plus a little bit. Take a look at the 12-hour and like the movement here is very curved, right? You're seeing this is very tight for one. And that there's a lot of accumulation going on here. A lot of accumulation. The shape of the auction is more tended towards the higher end of the move up here in this 1054 area, which is pretty nice. So I definitely will keep an eye on this one. There could be some rebound here. Aeon, oh, that's pretty nice as well too. Aeon finally showing some signs of life after TRS was done. True USD, one of the best performers on the day. Who would have thought? Okay, I need to change this upside down. Okay. Tron. So we're just gonna run quickly through a lot of the alts, and I don't like that shape that could break downwards. That's Walton Chain looks interesting. I'd like to see a break upwards first before checking that out. I'm guessing that most of these alts are going to be really shit today. Decred finally showing some life, possibly reaching bottom. That looks really nice. Look at this. This is a very tight range. How's the volume? Very tight range, having this nice sloping, upward sloping move, right? So here we have this very nice upward sloping move. So this ledge, right, we'll either break through the ledge or there'll be some continuation upwards. If it does break through the ledge, then it's just, it would be best to just let it keep on going. But if there is some continuation, you'd want a breakout first. So above this, 5,000 sats area up here, closing up here to show that the move had reversed. I think for Dent as well too. Feels like a lot of these are going through accumulation right now. Hot. It's just hard. Same thing for Poe as well. ETH is dead. A lot of these you look at all-time lows, right? So for like Icon, right? 640 sats for Icon, but would I buy this here? No, absolutely not. I got burned trying to long in here because I thought that was the bottom, but it didn't seem to be the case. For Icon especially, I think there's a lot of debate about what they're doing and about the development of the project. Yeah, so look at like Steam, look at Quantum. Everything's at all-time lows. So for many of these, which are going to go to zero, it's probably best to just sit and wait. So look at Go. Wow, there's been a really even auction the entire way up, which that's really rare. That's very rare. Either they have very good market makers who are supporting the auction or supporting the volumes at every level, or I don't know. That's just strange because look at a project that doesn't have continuous market makers. There's going to be spikes at different levels, but with Go, it's just a very even auction the entire way through. Yeah, most of these alts are dead. I mean, if you haven't gotten out of your alts, probably best to do so at some point. Raven will eventually make a comeback. Yeah, let's not tear through. I don't think there's going to be any more alt setups in the next few days with the continued down move in BTC. Returning to BTC, let's try to make some trades here. All right, so where would some good short-term trades be for BTC if I was doing this? Let's set up some practice trades, right? So one idea is that you could long the bottom again. Really? So one idea is that we're going to come down and touch this 3,600 area. So that would mean that anytime the 1 hour comes up and touches the 21 period moving average on the hourly, you short it there, and then you can take it all the way down to 36 again, which is a 10% move. It's a very it's a higher risk move because we've come down so far that there is a possibility of a short squeeze. I believe the shorts are very high right now. Yes, so one thing to note about shorting is that if you are shorting, the shorts are at extremely high levels right now. Long short ratio is at 0.76, which is some of the lowest that it's ever been. So that means that the ratio for every one long, so you just take the total amount of longs, which is 27,000 BTC or 28,000 BTC, and you divide it by the shorts, which is equal to 37,000 BTC. So right now there's a heavy amount of shorts, which usually the shorts rise until about 40,000. Wow, we're getting close to the peak, right? So I would say maybe another 1,000 to 2,000 BTC. This is usually the highest period, and then we get some sort of short squeeze that comes off. So if we get another sell-off down to this area, and then we get some massive short squeeze that pushes us up, that's one way to look at it. So for longs, again, long the bottom is a possibility, or just wait for the short squeeze to start to happen in these shorts to come off. So yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, in the continuation pattern, it's simply continuing. Do I have another EMA? I do. Right, so here's the 9-period EMA. Breaking through this would really signal the end of the continuation. Man, you could have been long for so long. From here, could have been short on the daily. Wow. Could have been short at 6,900, and then just ridden it all the way down. Interesting. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for today. It's probably not the most information put out today, but definitely just some thoughts on what's happening. I'm going to try to continue these. I've got my new setup in the house, so got everything set up and ready to go. So thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you soon.